What is up, everyone? My name is Jack Southall, back again with another video, and today I'm here with my WWE TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2018 prediction. It is the final pay-per-view of the year, and there are scheduled to be 12 matches on this show. That's a lot of fucking matches. I'm not sure what matches are going to be on the pre-show. Surely one of these matches have got to be put on the pre-show because if WWE manages to find a way to squeeze all these matches in, then I'll be surprised, if I'm being honest with you. But like, yeah, whatever. So we'll quickly run down. We'll just talk about what matches are not so important. So the first match we could talk about here is the mixed match challenge finals. It is Carmella and R-Truth, the Fabulous Truth versus Mahalisha. So Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal. This match should probably be on the pre-show, honestly, because yeah, it's just one of those matches you look at and go, yeah, that's a pre-show match. Who do I think is excuse me? Who do I think is going to win? I'd say give it to R-Truth and Carmella. They've been pretty entertaining with the random dance breaks that they've been doing for no fucking reason on SmackDown, which I actually kind of like. And as for Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox, does anyone really care about them that much? So yeah, I said the Fabulous Truth will win the mixed match challenge. And we'll talk about next Natalia versus Ruby Riott in a tables match. I don't really get why this is the tables match that WWE decides to pick instead of giving it to another match that I reckon is much more worthy. But oh well, it's happy to see that Ruby Riott and Natalia have got like a program going on at the moment. Natalia has been like emotionally hurt by Ruby Riott because they did a thing where Ruby Riott said she's going to crash Natalia through a table, and it shows Jim the Anvil Neidhart. So yeah, it's that it's that thing we get to see every year where a dead wrestler pretty much gets mocked by a heel wrestler to get some GP. There's always going to be at least one of those things every year, you know. 3 years ago, I remember when Paige like ran down Charlotte's dead brother or whatever. Like WWE has no fucking shame at all. But who does think is going to win? I reckon Natalia should win, but I reckon they want to give Ruby Riott a victory. Just to build some momentum around her. And who knows, maybe she can get a shot at the Raw Women's title down the line. Because if she keeps winning those matches, I reckon she should definitely have a shot against Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title at like the next pay-per-view or something like that. And then we will talk about Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. Apparently, this match has been cancelled because Finn's been down with an illness at the moment, which, get well soon, mate. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with Drew McIntyre. Maybe they can just scrap the match altogether and give Drew the night off, or they can have Drew do some segments where he runs down Finn Balor and then he faces someone else. I'm not sure. But yeah, if the match just so happens to reschedule itself, I'd say Drew McIntyre will probably get the win. We also have another Raw match, Elias versus Bobby Lashley in a ladder match, and a guitar will be suspended above the ring, and the first to retrieve it can use it as a weapon. Now, I don't understand why Elias and Bobby Lashley get the ladder match instead of someone like AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan, which a ladder match would be incredible. Or even the triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown tag team titles. I mean, that would be incredible if they had the ladder stipulation put on them. But they gave it to Elias and Bobby Lashley for some reason, which I don't get at all. Who do I think will win? I think Bobby Lashley will retrieve the guitar, but Elias will. Oh no, no! I think Elias will get the guitar. He'll attempt to smash it over Bobby Lashley's head, but like Bobby will like hit the spear, or Leo Rush will try to interfere, and Bobby Lashley will pick up the victory. In my opinion, I am really happy that they turned Elias babyface. I feel like he's getting much more over now as a babyface. Now WWE is finally letting him embrace the crowd, which is good because the crowd's been embracing him for the last year or so now. So it's nice to see WWE finally listening to the fans, and for the last 2 months he's been a babyface, and I've been really enjoying him so far as a babyface. The fans still really love him. Hopefully he doesn't get like too cheesy and too babyfacey if that makes any sense, like they do with every fucking baby face. But yeah, if Elias wins, I'm not going to complain. He gets a pay-per-view win. If anyone deserves it, it's him. He's been one of the most, I'd say, like underrated performers of the year. Although not in ring wise, I mean he's okay in ring, but like where he really shines is his character work, his charisma. He's got all that going for him. So, but yeah, overall, who do I think is going to win this match? It's going to go to Lashley. Lashley, as Leo Rush will probably scream at some point in that match. And then we have, I was talking about before, the triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown tag team titles. The Bar will be defending their belts against New Day and the Usos. Honestly, this match should be a ladder match. This should definitely be a ladder match. This would be fucking awesome. Or hell, even like an elimination tables match. That'd be pretty cool. It's just a shame that this didn't get the stipulation, but something like Elias and Bobby Lashley got it, which is so stupid to me. But who do I think is going to win this match? I reckon the Bar will retain, and I just hope for a really good match. I mean, these guys are probably the three best teams in the main roster right now. So for these three teams to go in there and have a match with each other is going to be pretty awesome, in my opinion. I can't wait to see what they can do. And even if maybe for WWE's point of view, maybe they're giving all these stipulation matches to the matches they might think suck if it was just a one-on-one situation because they could trust teams like the Bar, Usos, and New Day to put on a good match no matter what stipulation you put them in. So if that's the idea that they're going for, I kind of see why they would give it to matches that no one really cares about just to add a bit of like extra interest to them. But if you want to like really put interest in pay-per-view, give it to guys that deserve it. That's just my opinion. So yeah, I'm going to say that the Bar will retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Another match on the SmackDown side of things is Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. These guys have been having a bit of a feud so far. Obviously, Randy Orton is still on a tear so far, going through all the fan favorites. And Rey Mysterio is now his next target. I think this match will be pretty decent. I don't think it will be incredible. Obviously, I could be wrong because Mysterio's been doing pretty well for himself since he's been back. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say Randy Orton will win this match. I feel like WWE are gonna put him in like a big match against someone big on the SmackDown roster, whether it be like AJ Styles, because the rumor at the moment, which every time there's WrestleMania rumors around this time anyway, they usually don't end up being true. But there's been a rumored match between AJ Styles and Randy Orton. I'm not sure if it's going to be for the WWE title now or if it's going to be a non-title match. I'd rather it be a non-title match between Styles and Orton because I'd like to see maybe Bryan and The Miz for the WWE title. That'd be sick, just with the roles reversed. But yeah, if they want to keep building up Randy Orton as this vicious heel that will just destroy all of the crowd's favorites because he's a sick, twisted bastard, then yeah, give him the win. If Ray wins, I can't really get that upset. I mean, Ray's been, yeah, he's been doing a solid job since he's returned. But yeah, if from the story that they're telling here, I reckon they should give it to Randy Orton. Then we have the Cruiserweight Championship match between Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander. This is a rematch from the Super Showdown match they had, which, if that's any indication of things, I think this match is going to be pretty fucking good. Because when I saw that live at Super Showdown, oh, I was losing it the whole time. It was hands down the best match of the night. And probably one of the best match I've ever seen live as well. I've only been to like 3 live events in Australia and this one, so that kind of just wins by default. But yeah, I think they should keep it on Buddy Murphy and give him a good reign like they did with Cedric Alexander. I mean, Cedric Alexander doesn't need to win the belt back. I mean, his reign this year was really good and he put on some good matches this year, but I feel like this is Buddy Murphy's time and I feel like he should hold this title at least until WrestleMania and he could drop it to someone like Mustafa Ali, who I feel like definitely deserves a shot at that cruiserweight title. But yeah, I just hope these guys put on just as good as the matches they did at Super Showdown. And yeah, the fellow Aussie Buddy Murphy to win that match. And then we get to some more high-profile matches here. We'll get the first tables, ladders, and chairs match out of the way between Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin. Now, I'm this is another match that I'm also not sure is going to take place because Braun is supposedly injured. And I'm not exactly sure if he's going to show up at TLC. I mean, there's been nothing that's been said about Braun not showing up to the event by WWE. Like, WWE hasn't posted an official statement on Braun's condition. I do hope he does show up and absolutely slaughter Baron Corbin, because Vince McMahon is meant to be on Raw the next night, I believe, to shake things up, which is probably just an excuse to just get ratings back. Because when ratings have been shit the way they have been recently, just put Vince on there and say he's going to shake things up. How much is he going to shake things up? I'm not sure. Probably not that much, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So yeah, so the stipulation is if Strowman wins, he will receive a Universal title match at the Royal Rumble, and Corbin will be stripped of all of his power. And if Corbin wins, he will become the full-time GM for Monday Night Raw. Now, honestly, it wouldn't be ridiculous if they went with either option here, although I do feel like it's time for Baron Corbin to give up the Raw GM thing because of the whole. They've been basically blaming him for the bad ratings. Like in Seth Rollins' promo on Raw last week, he basically blamed him for how Raw's been shit the last few weeks, even though the main reason for that is Vince probably looking over the writing staff and just the writers not being that good. But I just don't like how this is the match that gets the TLC match. I'd rather it go to someone like AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, or like Ambrose and Rollins. But like I was saying before, they could add the stipulation on to add more interest to him, which I kind of get. But yeah, who do I think is going to win? Depending on if Braun shows up, I feel like what they're going to do is Corbin's going to be like, you know what? Since Braun's not here tonight, I'm going to automatically win this match and position myself as GM of Raw. And then like he gets to cut a promo where he's adding new rules to Raw, and as soon as he like makes a big rule or something like that, Braun Strowman's music hits, the match starts, and they have like a really quick match, and it's just basically a big squash match of Baron Corbin getting the absolute shit kicked out of him by Braun Strowman, like put him through like 4 tables, throw him off the ladder, like smack him with a heap of chairs, do all that shit, do all the classic Braun Strowman stuff. And yeah, my prediction is that Braun Strowman will win that match. So next match we can talk about here is the Raw Women's title match between Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. And I think that Ronda Rousey is going to retain her Raw Women's title. And I also predict that Nia Jax is going to get booed out of the building, because you top that off with just the cheesy promos that she's been cutting. Like I get, and I'm glad that they're giving a heel shitty, cheesy promos. At least that gives us a reason to boo her. But yeah, I do believe that just she's. I do like that how ugh, I can't think straight. I'm like Nia Jax cutting a promo. I can't speak words properly. But yeah, just ever since she punched Becky Lynch in the face, like she's been just acting like a fucking idiot, which I guessing is like her gimmick now. Not really an idiot, but like her promos have been so weird the way that they've been written for her. Like she talks like a valley girl 1 second, and then she just screams into the microphone and gets angry from just like that. It's so weird and stupid, but it's also fucking hilarious. But yeah, I don't think this will be a squash match. I think it'll be similar to the Money in the Bank match, where Nia does have a good shot at beating Ronda Rousey, but I think this will be a little bit quicker, if that makes any sense. And I feel like Ronda Rousey will legitimately tap Nia Jax out, which I think all the fans would pop for that. So that's my prediction for the Raw Women's title match. Uh, we'll talk about the Intercontinental Championship match next between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. The story they've been telling have been pretty decent. Dean turning on Rollins was fantastic. They did it at the perfect timing. When Roman announces his leukemia, just doing it when the iron is hot, if whatever that's the statement is. And Dean just like he's kind of turned into Bane now, which is weird because at first I was like, oh fuck yeah, Ambrose and Rollins is cool, but I don't know. The way they've been handling Ambrose's heel turn has been fucking weird. Like they've had guys in gas masks accompany him to the ring, and he's wearing a gas mask going in there. Like he looks like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. But Rollins has been really awesome still. Like I do like the stuff they were doing on this episode. Last week's episode were a lot better than the last 2 weeks beforehand when he was getting like tetanus shots up his ass and stuff like that. Who the fuck wrote that? Who actually saw that and thought, oh yeah, that's a good idea? Vince most likely, or just a stupid fucking writer. But yeah, man. Who do I think will win this match? I reckon Seth is going to retain his Intercontinental title in a hard fought match. Afterwards, Ambrose could probably beat up Seth Rollins, or Ambrose could use some underhanded tactics. Excuse me, some underhanded tactics if they really want to give the belt to Dean Ambrose, and they can go for an IC title run with him. And maybe this could be the next step for Seth Rollins to go after the Universal title and potentially face Brock Lesnar next year, unless they give it to him or Braun Strowman. But yeah, who do I think is going to win? I reckon Seth Rollins is going to retain the IC title. We have a WWE Championship match up next between Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. I am actually really looking forward to this match. I really hope these two guys have an absolute bar burner. A lot better than their SmackDown Live one. No, they didn't wrestle on SmackDown Live 1000 because they had a match. No, they were going to have a match at Crown Jewel, and it didn't happen because Bryan refused to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. Then they had the match on SmackDown, which led to Bryan turning heel, which he has been an incredible heel. Like, if this is what we're going to get from Daniel Bryan, just the paranoid, deranged, vegan, social justice warrior who tries to force his opinion down people's throats, like, oh, his heel run is just going to be fucking fantastic. And I honestly can't wait for that to see how far he's going to go with it, whether it be like face. I'd love to see him and cutting promos against other wrestlers, you know? Like, imagine him and The Miz with Miz turning face, which they kind of teased when he was on Miz TV. But I reckon, yeah, I think this match is going to be a good singles match altogether. Like, these two guys, I feel like have good chemistry, and if WWE lets them, gives them the time and gives them the right amount of things to do, then I think this match is going to be excellent, man. And who I think is going to win? Daniel Bryan is going to retain, probably in a screwy fashion if he kicks AJ in the nuts again, or he just does something like really underhanded. But yeah, Daniel Bryan to retain his WWE title, and then we get to what I hope is the main event. But honestly, any match could be the main event. But I really hope this looks like it should be the main event. The triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs match for the SmackDown Women's title. Becky Lynch, the man, defending her title against Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this match. I mean, the build up they've been doing on SmackDown Live has been great. Like I'm so happy to see Asuka finally get an opportunity at the women's title after not really doing much of her ever since WrestleMania 34. That didn't really do much with Asuka. But now that they've put her back into the women's title picture and in a tables, ladders, and chairs environment, I feel like these three girls could put on like a holy shit match. Like you have three of the best women, like overall on the entire roster, not just on SmackDown, but they are more over than the women on Raw, most likely. Like Becky Lynch, she has to be the most over female wrestler in God knows how long. Like she's more over than all of the men in WWE because of just the way she's carried herself as the man and just not giving a single fuck what anyone thinks of her. Is she a face or a heel now? I think she's a baby face now. And as for Charlotte Flair, I reckon she is going to go down the heel path more. She's kind of in that gray area at the moment. Like, is she a heel? Is she not a heel? Who knows? Kind of like she was in 2015, at the end of 2015. And it wasn't until, ironically enough, Charlotte Flair turned on Becky with that she was a dead set heel. And as for Asuka, the fans have been wanting her to get a proper shot at the SmackDown Women's title for quite some time now. Like, that feud with Carmella really hurt her a lot in the long run, but hopefully this could be an opportunity for her to get back on track and be the awesome, badass Empress of Tomorrow we all know her as. So, yeah, just thinking about what crazy shit they're going to do in the match as well. I'm really excited. Like, I'm genuinely excited to see what they're going to do. So, who do I think is going to win this match? I would say Becky, and I thought maybe they could give it to Asuka as well, but I reckon Becky's going to retain it. I don't feel like this is going to be a big show where someone's going to like win a title or anything, because usually on these pay-per-view events around the end of the year that someone shouldn't really lose their title, not until like Royal Rumble and Mania season. But you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I reckon they're going to go for a shock decision, as they can do sometimes on these shows, and I reckon they're going to give it to Asuka and give her the SmackDown Women's title and have a match against Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble, which, man, that match would be killer. And maybe Becky Lynch can get her title back, because I don't think fans would be pissed off if Becky Lynch beat Asuka, because since she's already lost to Charlotte Flair, I think losing to Becky Lynch won't hurt that much in the long run, especially it won't hurt Becky. I mean, it'll make her even stronger than she already is. But yeah, a lot of cool possibilities they can go with this match. So yeah, my final prediction is going to be Asuka to win the SmackDown Women's Championship in a hopefully awesome main event. Hopefully they put it at the last match. But yeah, this is going to be it for my predictions for tables, ladders, and chairs. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. Comment down below your predictions for tables, ladders, and chairs. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'd be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram, at JackmanLove31 if you want to check me out on there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy TLC tomorrow, and I'm out in 3, 2, 1.